The Secretary of the Senate will call the roll.
Senator Brooks, Senator Cancella, Senator Cannizzaro, Senator Dennis, Senator Dondero-Loop, Senator Gansert, Senator Goicoechea, Senator Hammond, Senator Hansen, Senator Hardy, Senator Harris, Senator Kekeffer, Senator Orenshall, Senator Parks, Senator Pickard, Senator Ratty, Senator Scheibel, Senator Settlemyre, Senator Spearman, Senator Washington, Senator Woodhouse.
Thank you. The Chief Clerk of the Assembly will call the Assembly roll.
Assemblyman Acefa, Assemblywoman Backus, Assemblywoman Benitez-Thompson, Assemblywoman Bilbray-Axelrod, Assemblywoman Carlton, Assemblyman Carrillo, Assemblywoman Cohen, Assemblyman Daley, Assemblywoman Duran, Assemblyman Edwards, Assemblyman Ellison, Assemblyman Flores, Assemblyman Fumo, Assemblywoman Gorlow, Assemblyman Hafen, Assemblyman Hambrick, Assemblywoman Hanson, Assemblywoman Hardy, Assemblywoman Hautegui, Assemblyman Kramer, Assemblywoman Krasner, Assemblyman Levitt, Assemblywoman Martinez, Assemblyman McCurdy, Assemblywoman Miller, Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno, Assemblywoman Monk, Assemblywoman Neal, Assemblywoman Wynn, Assemblywoman Peters, Assemblyman Roberts, Assemblyman Smith, Assemblywoman Spiegel, Assemblywoman Swank, Assemblywoman Titus, Assemblywoman Tolles, Assemblywoman Torres, Assemblyman Watts, Assemblyman Wheeler, Assemblyman Yeager, Speaker Frierson.
Thank you. I will now appoint a committee of two, consisting of Senator Brooks and Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno, to wait upon Representative Horsford and escort him into the Assembly chamber. The committee will be about their business.
Madam President, the Honorable Stephen Horsford, United States Representative, is at the bar of the Assembly.
Thank you. The appointed committee will escort Representative Horsford to the Chief Clerk's rostrum. You have all risen. Please be seated.
Representative Horsford, we welcome you and look forward to your message.
Thank you. I won't stand on ceremony today. One of God's angels, our colleague and dear friend, Assemblyman Tyrone Thompson, has been called home. And so the question for all of us today, what would Ty do? And what does his example mean for those who hope to make the difference he's made in his devotion to family, community, and public service? Tyrone was always concerned about the needs and well-being of those around him. I believe he would want, in truth, expect all of us to carry on his work and to make life better for others. First is family. Ty would want us to do all we can to show our love, care, and concern for family. He loved having his cousins join for family canvass of his district. For Ty, it was about bringing together the people he loved most and showing them how important they are to his work for the community he grew up in. How can we model this same commitment to those we care about? To show appreciation and recognition to those who have come before and who deserve our respect. We all can share a story about Ty's commitment to his community. For me, it was more than 20 years ago when I got to know Ty through a mutual friend, Shannon West, who went on to be memorialized at her passing for setting a course to eradicate homelessness in Southern Nevada. The two were quite a pair, and you couldn't say no when they called and needed your help on a community initiative. Ty's passion for service and community was reinforced by action. He was on the front lines advocating for children in family court as a CASA advocate. Through his life coaching and mentoring efforts, he spearheaded the annual Clark County Summer Business Institute, providing summer college and career exploration for high school students. And when he wasn't in a classroom reading to elementary school-age children, he was volunteering with the Southern Nevada Homelessness Continuum of Care, assisting with the annual point-in-time count, or working to connect efforts to address homeless challenges regionally. From improving funding for education in Nevada, addressing racial equity and inclusion, volunteering with Camp at Anytown, supporting Project Homeless Connects and Family Connects, to launching the My Brother's Keeper initiative, Tyrone was consistently present, leading the way to make our community and people in it stronger. And so our charge now is to ensure this work is carried on, and the vision for a strong community Ty cared so much about are realized. When Tyrone had the opportunity to be appointed and then elected to the Assembly in District 17, it was a dream come true. He wanted to be part of this honorable body, to propose new ideas to move our state forward and to bring an experienced and pragmatic voice to the challenges we face. He became a leader and champion for increased funding for a more equitable education for all students, to advocate for universal background checks to make our schools and communities safe from gun violence. And as this body works hard over the final 28 days of this session, we can all take a lesson from Chairman Thompson: to listen to one another, to respect those on the other side of the argument, and to achieve consensus so we can deliver for the people who elected us to serve them. Ty's commitment to living his values is one of the most enduring lessons he's given to all of us. Now, it's not lost on me that Tyrone's unforeseen health complications are also a lesson to be heeded. At the age of 52, he still had so much more to offer to his community and public service, and most importantly, to his family. Tyrone's passing is a stark reminder that while the work we do is important, so is our health. We have to take care of ourselves in order to have the strength and good health to advocate for our constituents. And this is a lesson I learned all too well when I had my own health scare and underwent a 6-way heart bypass surgery. In part, it was hereditary, and in part, it was because of a lack of knowledge about my own health challenges. But I'm fortunate. My life was saved. My heart surgery though, served as a wake-up call for me to take better care of myself. But it also helped me to better understand a challenge that many of our constituents face daily, the rising cost of prescription drugs. I rely on multiple pills I have to take daily, medication that I've watched increase in price month after month and year after year. To many of our constituents are familiar with this disturbing trend, and they've encountered dire choices in the process. I've listened to these painful stories, and I know you have too. That's why I introduced the SPIKE Act, bipartisan legislation to rein in the cost of drugs by holding pharmaceutical companies accountable for price gouging. Under the SPIKE Act, drug companies will have to justify and disclose big increases in drug prices. I'm proud to have modeled the SPIKE Act after landmark legislation passed by this body in 2017. Senator Ivana Kinsella authored that bill to bring transparency to insulin pricing and to help Nevadans with diabetes fight back against drug industry price gouging. Senator Kinsella's bill attracted support from both sides of the aisle and was signed into law by former Governor Brian Sandoval, a Republican. And this model has attracted the same bipartisan support at the national level, where it recently passed the Ways and Means Committee on a unanimous bipartisan vote, 40-0. As one of the 6 Nevadans sent to represent our state in Washington, D.C., I'll continue to work with members of this body to ensure that great policies like Senator Kinsella's drug transparency model are getting the national hearing they deserve. My job is to make sure Nevadans are heard in Washington. That's the job you sent me to Congress to do. And when I return back to Nevada's 4th Congressional District, my job is to amplify the voices of community members across our state who need the help of our elected leaders. That's what each of us are elected to do, and that's what Tyrone did so effectively. I am truly honored to serve this great state, and I am blessed to serve alongside so many leaders at the federal, state, and local levels who are committed to improving the lives of families across the Silver State. In closing, I'd like to thank Lieutenant Governor Marshall, the Attorney General Ford, Senate President Pro Tem Dennis, Speaker Frierson, Majority Leaders Canizaro and Benitez Thompson, Minority Leaders Settlemeyer and Wheeler, and all of the members of the Senate and Assembly for allowing me to address the legislature this evening. Thank you to the constitutional officers for being here and for your continued stewardship of our great state. As we mourn the loss of our dear friend and colleague, let us recommit ourselves to the work he would want and expect us to lead for family, for community, for service. God bless you. God bless the state of Nevada, and God bless the United States of America.
Senator Parks.
Madam President, I move that the Senate and the Assembly in joint session extend a vote of thanks to Representative Horsford for his timely, able, and constructive message.
Thank you. Assemblyman Nasefa.
I second the motion.
Thank you. You have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The appointed committee will escort Representative Horsford to the bar of the Assembly. Assemblywoman Miller.
Madam President, I move that the joint session of the Senate and Assembly be dissolved.
Thank you. Senator Hammond.
I second the motion.
Thank you. You have heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion's carried. I declare the joint session dissolved.